I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm at a place right now where I go on social media and I'm just constantly being bombarded with news of new adaptations that are taking place. Not that I don't love it, because personally, I love when my favorite book becomes a movie or a show, but I feel like especially right now, we're in this place where so many romance books specifically are kind of getting their time to shine, which I feel like hasn't always been the case. So I'm very excited to share with you guys a list I've put together of some of my favorite books that are becoming movies or shows this year. I thought we could just kind of reflect on the cast, talk about news about the adaptation, what's going on. I have some on here that I know you guys are excited about, and I am also. So I'm super excited to just get into it. We're gonna start with Off Campus, because why would we not start with Off Campus? I know when the casting first got announced last year, a lot of you guys reached out to me specifically because I think I introduced a lot of you guys to Off Campus. I mean, I used to talk about that series so much when I first read it like 8 years ago, which is insane. But when the first casting came out, I was a little bit apprehensive at first, and we'll roll through the list of the casting. I actually have it right here for you guys, and we'll talk about each person. But I was immediately a little scared. I'm gonna be honest, I was scared. Now that I've sat with it for a little bit, I feel like I'm kind of seeing it a bit more, especially with some of the boys I was a little nervous about. So with the off-campus show, obviously the first season is following The Deal, which is book one in the series, and that is the book about Garrett and Hannah. So Garrett Graham is going to be played by Belmont Camelli. I hope I'm getting these names right. But Belmont, I actually remember him because he was in the Along for the Ride adaptation by Sarah Dessen. Did anybody watch that? It was on Netflix. I remember really liking it, but I wasn't like obsessed with his looks, but he looks very different in that. So I don't know. And then Hannah Wells is going to be played by Ella Bright. I actually really liked this casting. I think she looks really cute and I can see her as Hannah. My only thing with her, I feel like her hair is short. It doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter, but I feel like her hair is too short. That's all I'll say. Like, I'm excited to see her, but like when I first saw her, that was my first thought, okay? And then for the other boys, we have Antonio Cipriano is John Logan. We have Stephen Kalin is Dean De Laurentiis. And then Jalen Thomas Brooks plays John Tucker. And then Josh Houston is playing Justin, and Micah Abdallah is playing Allie. So that was kind of big for me because you guys know, if you know, my favorite in the series is Dean and Allie's book. So that was like the most important casting to me. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I first saw Steven, I was not 100% sold. Then we saw this video, and then suddenly I was taking back everything I said. I actually really like him. So I'm happy with him as Dean. He's the one I care about the most, obviously, because he's my favorite character. So I can live with this. If you guys remember the days of me campaigning for Matthew Nazca to be our Dean De Laurentiis, if you know, you know, that was like my #1 fan cast ever. And you know what? I hope that Steven can bring him justice. I'm excited to see that. So obviously they already filmed the show. It was filmed in Canada last year, and I think they're hoping to have a mid-year release date this year, 2026. I'm really not sure of the details, but I know they've released some stills from the show, so obviously it's probably in post-production, still getting edited. I'm really excited to see a trailer. I think it could be fun to do a trailer reaction when it comes out. Let me know if you want to see that, but I'm not sure when that will happen. Overall, I'm super excited to watch the show. I feel like with Heated Rivalry having so much success right now as a hockey show, the pressure is kind of on. I do think that Off Campus is leaning more towards a PG-13 audience. However, I feel like Prime does a good job with their shows. I remember really enjoying Panic on Prime, which was based off of a book by Lauren Oliver. I absolutely loved that adaptation, and it was done on Amazon. So I have faith that this could be good. I'm very excited to see what happens, and I'll keep you guys posted as I learn more as well. Another show that's going to be hitting Amazon Prime this year is Every Summer After. This is, of course, based on the book by Carly Fortune, which I absolutely love. I was super excited to find out that this was getting a show. I do feel like this book lends itself more to a show. I feel like it would be really hard to capture this in a movie. The book is told in 2 POVs, 2 timelines, so I feel like that's a lot easier to get across in a show. I feel like for a movie, sometimes that can be difficult. I will go through the casting for this one as well. I remember there being a few people in it that I knew, but some that I was less sure about. So Percy is going to be played by Sadie Soverall, and Sam is going to be played by Matt Cornett. I know that Matt is from High School Musical, the musical. I never watched that. Let me know your thoughts on that below. I'm not really sure. Some other people from the cast, obviously, we're gonna have Charlie is played by Michael Broadway. He's an important character. And then I saw that Abigail Cohen is going to be in it as Delilah. Other than the fact that they wrapped late last year, I'm really not sure anything else about the show. I'm really hoping that it will have a 2026 release and that we'll hear some news about that soon. And I really want to see some stills or some little sneak peeks of the show. Again, this is a book that I know some people loved and some people hated. Personally, I feel like it could really do well as a show, and maybe people that didn't even read the book would like it. So I'm honestly really excited about the show, and I think that the casting choices were done well. So I'm excited to see what it brings. I'll obviously keep you guys again posted. And if you want to see like as trailers and stuff drop, I'm happy to do reactions to all of those. But one that I'm really excited to talk about because it's actually coming out soon is a movie, my first movie on the list, Reminders of Him. Obviously, we had to talk about Reminders of Him. This is based off of the Colleen Hoover novel. This one I'm actually super excited for. Reminders of Him has always been one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books, and I'm also obsessed with the casting for this one. So in this movie, we have Tyreek Withers playing Ledger. I'm obsessed with Tyreek Withers, okay? I love him so much, and I'm so excited to see him in this movie, in this role. And then we have Micah Monroe as Kenna, who I actually really love as well, and I know her from a few different things. Some other notable casting, we have Rudy Panko playing Scotty, and then Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls is playing Scotty's mom. That would be Grace Landry. So I'm super excited about this. The trailer for this movie is obviously already out, as the movie is going to be coming out in theaters, at least in America, on March 13th. As far as I can tell from the trailer, it does feel pretty authentic to the book, and I know that Colleen Hoover also worked as a producer on the film, so I feel like that's usually a good sign when it comes to these adaptations. But I'm really excited. I just watched last year Regretting You, which was also based on a Colleen Hoover movie, and I actually really liked that movie. I'm curious what you guys thought about it. So I feel like she's kind of gotten in this groove of like her books becoming movies, and obviously It Ends With Us was a whole scenario last year. But I feel like this movie has a really good head on its shoulders, and I really love the cast. Like I said, Tyreek Withers. I can't imagine it being bad. That's how much I love Tyreek Withers. So I'm really excited for it. If you guys want me to do a review or anything when it comes out in March, I'm definitely going to be seeing it opening weekend. So I will let you know. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Obviously, this year also, we have Verity hopefully coming out, which I would talk about, but it's not specifically a romance book. But I'm happy to talk more about Verity and all of that when more information comes out. There hasn't really been anything announced, but I know they already filmed it. So more to come on that one. But Colleen Hoover just has a million things going on. I swear all of her books are going to become movies at this point. Speaking of an author with a lot going on, we have Emily Henry, because People We Meet on Vacation just came out yesterday on January 9th on Netflix. This is a movie that is starring Tom Blythe as Alex and Emily Bader as Poppy. I hate to break it to you guys, but I didn't watch it yet. So I'm gonna watch it and then I'll let you know what I think, but I've heard really good things so far. I know it came out yesterday, and with it coming out yesterday, there was also an announcement that Emily Henry's other two books, Funny Story and Happy Place, are going to be made on Netflix as well as movies. It's my understanding that Happy Place was originally going to be a show, but they decided to make it a movie. I'm really curious what you guys think about books being turned into movies that go directly to streaming. I feel like specifically with the Emily Henry adaptations, her books have such a far reach, and I feel like people want to see these movies in theaters, especially me. Like, I love going to the movies. I love seeing things on the big screen. It's gonna be my preference forever. Obviously, if I'm interested enough, I will watch something that goes straight to streaming, but I can't help but feel like with these movies, they're missing this opportunity to have people go to theaters more. I don't know, but I'm curious to see how the movie is. I feel like Netflix can be very hit or miss with their adaptations. I really won't say a bad thing again after watching Frankenstein last year, because I absolutely loved that movie and you never would have guessed that it was done by Netflix. But then you obviously have some of these more lighthearted movies that are less serious and just not done as well or at a higher caliber as other movies that are meant for theaters. So I'm very curious to watch the movie. If you guys watched it, let me know what your thoughts were. I really love Tom Blythe and I love Emily. I think they look really great for the roles. So I feel like the casting being done well is a great sign, but I'm really excited to watch it. I don't know if I'll get a chance to talk about my review of the movie on here, but I'll definitely post my review, or at least my rating of the movie, on my Letterboxd. So if you want to follow me on there, you can. I take my reviewing on there pretty unserious, so fair warning, but I do have a lot of fun over there and I love watching movies, so feel free to follow me there. The last movie that I want to talk about is The Love Hypothesis, which is based on the Ali Hazelwood book. I actually only got around to reading The Love Hypothesis last year, but I absolutely loved it and I totally understood how it could be a fantastic movie. And this movie will be starring Lily Reinhart, who I love, as Olive. and Tom Bateman as Adam. I think a lot of people, when this first got announced, were laughing at the fact that Tom Bateman was going to be playing Adam, because The Love Hypothesis, if you don't know, was originally a Star Wars fanfic about Rey and Kylo from the movies. And Rey is played by Daisy Ridley, who is married to Tom Bateman. So it's just kind of this funny web of fan fiction and real. I did see Daisy get asked about this, and she thinks it's a funny coincidence as well, and she's excited to watch the movie. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I knew that it was a Reylo fic when I went into reading it, and it's just kind of funny to like imagine that this was supposed to be Adam Driver. Like, that makes me laugh. But I really loved the book, and I think Lily and Tom fit the characters really well. Over the summer when they were filming last year, Lily was actually taking to TikTok and posting a lot of these cute little videos of them, and I feel like they just felt so much like the characters. Olive and Adam are very grumpy sunshine coded, and I feel like you can really feel that through the videos that she posted. So I was having a lot of fun watching those. I'm unfortunately unsure when this movie will be coming out. I'm hopeful that it will be this year. I know that the movie finished filming last year and that it's being produced by Amazon MGM, which means that it will hopefully be in theaters. So I'm super excited to hear more about this. And obviously, if a trailer drops for this one, I will definitely do a reaction. But this was one of my favorite books I read last year. I know it's super basic. I know everyone's read it, but I do think it will make a super cute movie. So I'm very excited to see where this one goes. You're gonna have to let me know down below if there are any adaptations that I'm missing that are coming out this year that are mostly focused on romance. I know there's so many other movies, like we have the new Hunger Games movie coming out. That's huge. There's some other adaptations that are less romance centric that are coming out this year that I'm excited about, but I wanted to keep this one very romance heavy. If there's a specific adaptation that I covered in this video that you think I should turn into a series and do more videos on, definitely let me know. I'm happy to really get into the nitty-gritty with these. You guys know that I love talking about adaptations and doing comparisons and analyzing the photos and everything. So definitely let me know in a comment down below. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'll be back very, very soon with my next one. Bye!